Hoopers, what up? You're watching NBA Now live here on Chat Sports. I am Chase Senior. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. If we don't answer your questions on this upcoming mailbag, hit me with a DM. I'll be sure to answer all of your NBA-related questions. Let's kick off this mailbag with this question coming in from 49ers 2421. Do you think the Celtics will make a big signing this offseason? I think they need to. I'm not sure they're going to, but they certainly need to. And it's been a really, really busy offseason for the Celtics. Danny Ainge steps down as the head of basketball operations. Brad Stevens goes from head coach to general manager. They trade away Kemba Walker. They hire Ime Udoka. They bring back Al Horford in that Kemba Walker deal. The areas of need that I'm looking at for the Celtics going into this offseason, and I guess for the Celtics, the offseason is already underway. It's point guard and it's center. Maybe you go after a guy like Miles Turner via trade. Is Andre Drummond going to be affordable? If so, I'd be interested. At the point guard spot, Chris Paul, if he opts out, maybe he's available, but I think he's going to go back to the Suns, and I think that's a logical destination for him. Mike Conley could be a free agent as well. Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Lowry, TJ McConnell. There are a bunch of different options at point guard who the Celtics could target. I just think they need to address point guard and center, and I do think they need to make a big offseason splash. Could they trade away Jaylen Brown for a guy like Bradley Beal, who's Jason Tatum's best friend, or maybe even Damian Lillard? That's something to monitor as well, and if it happens, we have you covered here on Chat Sports and our Boston Celtics YouTube page. Subscribe to that by going to youtube.com/CelticsTV. Jeremy Chugs with this question. I like the dog on the screen there. Could you see CP3 going to the Lakers this offseason? I don't think there's any chance. I think the logical move for CP3, especially now that he has led the Phoenix Suns to the NBA Finals, and now he's led the Suns to a 2-0 series lead over the Milwaukee Bucks, you stay with the Suns. This team is loaded. This team has structure. It has stability. James Jones has done a fantastic job building this roster that fits, but is also culturally sound right now. Monty Williams, he should have won Coach of the Year over Tom Thibodeau. I thought that was somewhat of a joke. And when you're CP3 at this point of your career, and you're surrounded by guys like Devin Booker, who's a star, DeAndre Ayton, who solidified himself as a star, why not continue to stay on this team? Because in the regular season, you play 30, 35 minutes per night. In the postseason, you can dial it up to 40. But in the regular season, you can afford to play less minutes. You can take some games off because of load management, because Chris Paul is at the back end of his career right now. He wanted to go to Phoenix prior to the season because of professional and business reasons. Both of those have worked out. Professional reasons, you're in the NBA Finals. You're also on all those State Farm commercials, right? And the Suns are going to be willing to pay you a lot of money, especially if you're victorious in the NBA Finals. Stay with Phoenix, Chris Paul. Don't go elsewhere. Don't go to the Lakers. This NBA mailbag brought to you on NBA Now by Chat Sports is presented by Magic Spoon. I'm telling you, this cereal is delicious, but it's also healthy for you. And the flavors that Magic Spoon is trotting out right now, you can't miss it. You can't miss them. They'll rock your taste buds. We're talking peanut butter. We're talking cocoa, fruity. The Magic Spoon train is just moving with so much momentum right now, and this is why. Per serving, you get 13 grams of protein, 4 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and here's the thing. If you want to try Magic Spoon, you get $5 off your purchase by going to magicspoon.com/chat. It's high in protein, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, wheat-free, naturally flavored, totally delicious. It's childlike cereal, but it's for grown-ups. Why is that? Because it's healthy. And I talk about the Magic Spoon flavors. You can go with a variety pack to try any of the flavors that I mentioned, or these flavors coming up. Fruity tastes just like Fruity Pebbles, but it's much better than that in terms of the ingredients and the health aspect. Peanut butter, it's my personal favorite. Cocoa. Cinnamon is bomb as well. Frosted tastes just like Frosted Flakes, but it's much better for you than Frosted Flakes. Blueberry, also a flavor that is absolutely going to rock your taste buds. All of these flavors from Magic Spoon available right now by going to magicspoon.com/chat. You can grab a box or 4 if you like the variety pack, and you get $5 off using that link at the bottom of your screen or the link that's in the description of this video. Let's move ahead in this mailbag with this question from Alex today. I'm new to basketball. Who is the GOAT and why? If we're talking all time, it's Michael Jordan. And I know LeBron James has rivaled Michael Jordan over the last several years. But it's not close in my opinion. Michael Jordan is a different breed from a competitiveness standpoint, from his ability to come through in the clutch, his ability to handle adversity. Michael Jordan, we're never going to see another player like him. And if there's any player that's close to him, it's not LeBron James. It's actually Kobe Bryant. So who is the GOAT? It's Michael Jordan. And of the last 20 years, my player rankings, it's Michael Jordan. It's probably LeBron because he's a better all-around player than Kobe. And then Kobe is there. Maybe he's even 2A. If you're new to basketball, hey, welcome to the party. And if you're new to Chat Sports, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Diego Soto, what teams would you guys predict for next year's NBA Finals? Are the Phoenix Suns going to go away? I don't think so. I think the Suns are here to stay. This lineup is phenomenal. Like, they're trotting out a starting lineup with CP3, who's still playing at an elite level. DeAndre Ayton has proven that he is a superstar. Devin Booker, I'm not sure he's going to be the next Kobe Bryant like Stephen A. Smith is saying, but Devin Booker is a stud. And then you have other guys who are able to fill in around them like Jay Crowder and Dario Saric and Cam Payne and Torrey Craig. Monty Williams is a phenomenal coach. So I think the Suns are going to be in the thick of things. I'm also looking at teams like the Lakers to rebound. I'm looking at the Warriors to rebound, especially with Klay Thompson coming back, with him being healthy, right? I'm looking at the Celtics. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, 2 of the top wings across the NBA. What can the Dallas Mavericks do as they continue to build around Luka Doncic? You get him another star. Let's say Kawhi Leonard opts out and signs with the Dallas Mavericks. You put in the Mavericks as an NBA Finals contender? For sure. So those are the teams that I'm looking at. Takanacho, our guy, he's always tuned in to Chat Sports. You still think he gets traded? Dame. So Damian Lillard, we're recording this after NBA Finals Game 2. And I got to be honest, I've had a lot of beers on tonight's show. Damian Lillard said on Thursday, as we record this, that he wants to keep his feelings about the Blazers in-house. I think that's a smart move for a couple of reasons. Damian Lillard has always been a classy dude. He's always said, I'm not about the super teams. I want to stay loyal to Portland. I want to stay here. And for him to not publicly blast the Portland Trailblazers, I think that's a very good approach and a business-like approach. And also for other teams wanting to trade Damian Lillard, it might help out his trade market. As we sit here right now, I have a hard time believing that Damian Lillard is going to get traded. If he does get dealt, I'm not going to be surprised at all. Obviously, they're going to be suitors because Dame and Steph are the best 2 bucket getters from the guard position and the 2 most clutch guys because they can make it rain from 35, 40 feet. I just don't see him leaving Portland. But if he does, won't be surprised at all. Hoopheads, let me hit you with this question. Phoenix Suns, they're up 2-0 in the NBA Finals as this series shifts back to Milwaukee. But who you got in the NBA Finals? Let me know in the comment section right now. Type MIL for the Milwaukee Bucks. Type PHX for the Phoenix Suns. Get those votes in the comment section as producer Perry laughs at me right now because I'm, shotgunning some beers here on the show tonight. Caleb King with this question. Will Devin Booker get Finals MVP? If he plays like he did in Game 2, where he was absolutely fantastic potentially. 31 points, 12 of 25, 7 of 12 from deep, 6 assists. Devin Booker was phenomenal in Game 2, and down the stretch, he just could not be stopped. He was hitting sidestep threes. He was hitting step-back threes. I just want Chris Paul to win NBA Finals MVP because if Chris Paul wins an NBA championship, number 1, and wins NBA Finals, number 2, he just vaults into a totally different stratosphere among not just the greatest NBA point guards of all time, but the greatest players of all time. And I've always been a big Chris Paul guy, and I just want to see it. So I'm rooting for Chris Paul, but if Devin Booker in his early 20s, it's not even 25 yet, wins Finals MVP, what an accomplishment. Let's pivot to this question from Cy Gray. Should the Pistons consider trading number 2 of our 3 second-round picks to the Lakers for Kyle Kuzma as a sixth man? I think, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm out on Kyle Kuzma, dude. Like, it's hard to get past what you've seen from Kyle Kuzma the last 2 years in terms of, like, consistency, what he brings to the table. And through his first 2 seasons in the NBA, you're looking at a guy at that time who you're like, okay, you know, maybe the Lakers got a steal at the back end of the first round for a guy who not a lot of people had any high hopes on, right? And in his first 2 seasons, like, Kyle Kuzma was a pretty solid player. But, like, when you can't step up in the NBA playoffs, and for the last 2 years when he has just been so inconsistent, and when you watch him, you're like, he's just okay. I'm not sure what his trade value is. I think the Lakers should deal him. He's due $13 million over the next couple of seasons. I don't think he's worth that. But for the Pistons to trade for a guy like that as they continue to rebuild, I'd buy in on him. I just don't want to involve any draft picks. I think Kyle Kuzma in the right situation, maybe he can rebuild his confidence just a bit. But for me personally, I'm out on Kyle Kuzma. If you're new to us here at Chat Sports, make sure you are subscribed because we are growing like crazy. We're getting closer to 250,000 subscribers. Chat Sports, it's taken off like a wildfire, man. Go to youtube.com/chatsportstv or hit that red subscribe button down below. Let this be your offseason hub for all of the latest NBA offseason news and rumors, as well as your free agency updates. Another question coming in from Jeremy Chugs. If you were the Mavs GM, which moves would you try to make this offseason? There's one move that I would make if I'm Nico Harrison and Jason Kidd, because I think they're going to be a collaborative effort in that front office, trying to get rid of Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, he's making like $36 million over the next couple of seasons. And look, it's unfortunate what's happened to him because when he was with the Knicks, you're looking at a guy who was looked at as a unicorn-like player. But the knee injury and all of the injuries that have happened, it's cost him some of his athleticism. And there's something about his personality and his lack of confidence that I just don't like. And for him to be making $36 million, all out on Kristaps Porzingis. And also, like, for Mark Cuban to say publicly, oh yeah, Luka Doncic, Kristaps, they've clashed. They don't have the best relationship. I want to make Luka happy. And if Luka's unhappy with Kristaps, see ya. 4 hype or 3 channel friend, is Jokic overrated? No. Look, I just don't know why we do this. Jokic won the MVP, and the Nuggets went out in the second round of the NBA playoffs. And when that happens for like number 1 seeds or MVP candidates, we're like, uh-oh, are they overrated? Jokic is not underrated. When we look back at his season that he just had, it's going to be one of the most historic campaigns that we've really ever seen from a modern-day big man. 26.5 points per game, almost 11 rebounds. He shot 61% from two-point range. And for a big man to shoot 39% from distance is wild. So those are just elite numbers. And considering the volume of shot attempts for Jokic, he shot 18 times per game. He shot 57%. He's not overrated at all. Throw that conversation out the window. Last question on this mailbag coming in from Skalowitz. Hey, Chase. Hey, Skalowitz. Should the Clippers move to another city, say Seattle, because it looks odd to have both the Lakers and the Clippers share the Staples Center? So I think Steve Ballmer has plans to build another arena in the Los Angeles area. I agree with you, Skalowitz. It is pretty weird to have the Clippers and the Lakers share an arena at the Staples Center because there just isn't a massive following with the Clippers. Now, there are a few things to think about here. Los Angeles, one of the biggest markets across the NBA. But no matter what the Clippers do, the Lakers are always going to be the team that dominates Los Angeles. And the Lakers are always going to be the LA team. So if I'm Steve Ballmer, California's great. You have great weather. The taxes are insane, though. And you don't have much of a fan base. So I would think about, from a business perspective, if I could make more money selling out the arena every night, selling jerseys, selling merchandise, and not having to worry about being this redheaded stepchild to the Lakers, and going to a place like Las Vegas, Seattle, or Nashville. I think those are three logical markets for the Clippers where they could really flourish. But also for Steve Ballmer, there are probably a lot of great business opportunities within Los Angeles. And a big reason why they got Kawhi and Paul George and they've been able to lure free agents is because they are in Los Angeles, California. So it's one of the more fascinating things to follow over time in the NBA. If I'm Steve Ballmer, I'm looking to go elsewhere because I just don't want to be kind of just punched all the time by the Lakers. I want to go somewhere where I can own the market and make a bunch of money, but we'll see. That's a great question, Skalowitz. Before we head out of here, get into the comment section because we're ramping up toward NBA free agency, and let us know who is the top NBA free agent. You ask me, hey, if it comes down to Kawhi Leonard opting out, I'm going to say he is the top free agent. Let me know who you think the top free agent is in the comment section.